Hey everybody, Control-Alt-Silent here with another First Look video. In today's video, we are going to be looking at what I believe is one of the quintessential zombie video games out there. This video game came out in 2013 and it is called Project Zomboid. It's an isolinear zombie survival game where your entire goal is to die in a glorious fashion. Now, I know how that sounds. Most people don't go into a video game hoping to die, but that's the whole premise of this game. The world ends, and this is how I die. Shout out to Michael for the idea and for the request. So this video is for you. Thank you very much. And without any further ado, I'm going to jump into a solo game. All right, everybody. Welcome to Project Zomboid. Here we are in the world. We just spawned in. I may have mentioned it before, but this is an isolinear game, so the perspective is a little funky. We'll go over basic controls really quick and then go from there. So first things first, we need to make sure that we can get to our inventory. So up here across the top, you got these two bars. This bar over here, this box, is whatever loot containers you're close to and the floor. And this is what you have. So I'm going to open this. We got a baseball bat. Perfect. So we are going to attach that to our back. And we are going to attach the hammer to belt right. Normally, when you start the game, you start with almost nothing. Just for the sake of making this a little easier on y'all, I changed that up a little bit. So we are going to put on this big hiking bag because it is better than this school bag. We can actually drop that on the ground. And I will keep the water and the chips in my inventory. But, geez, I gotta forget. I forget that hitting escape doesn't get you out of this menus anymore. Okay, so WAS and D move you around. Control, or not control, C makes you crouch, so you are significantly quieter. Right, is it control? Oh yeah, control turns you into combat mode or look around mode. If you have a weapon in your hand, you can use this to aim. I also have rebound mine to right click, so I can just right click and enter combat. That way both hands can activate combat. All right, so we're going to put that away for now. We're going to go over to this window and look around. You can zoom with scroll. I have a tall wall around this. Zombies can't crawl tall walls. So this would actually be a great base to set up for the day 7 event. But I'm getting a little off track. First, we're going to look at some of the stuff that we can get. So I have the loot turned all the way up so that we could see just a little bit of everything. If you hold down control, just like on a normal Windows computer, command for those of you who are somehow cross-playing on Mac, as there is not an official port version of it yet, it'll allow you to pull multiple things out of an inventory. If for some reason this window keeps disappearing like it just was on me, you can actually press this little pin and it'll stay open until you uncheck it. Okay, so in this game, you control absolutely every aspect of your pathetic little life up until the very end. You control your hunger, your thirst, your skills, your health, all of it. Now, this is a character that I have created a character about 2 years ago, and I keep playing the same character, but I always save his stats right before I die in a world, and then I load him into the next world, sort of a new game plus. So that's why my character has all these skills. Normally, your character will come out almost completely stupid. In fact, most of the time, they are completely stupid. However, in this case, I just wanted to make it a little easier. So we can grab these books. Oop. Thought I heard someone. Yeah, you hear that growl? It's soft, but it's there. Since the dead are nearby, we got to be careful. Now, there might be one in this house. Normally, there's not. Not in your starter house, not where you first spawn in, but there might be. So a good rule of thumb is if you can come up to a door like this, you aim towards the door, and then you quickly tap E, you can flash the door. This is called flashing. This is an advanced technique used to keep you from getting eaten. It's just enough that you can light up the room and see if there's somebody standing directly on the other side of the door. If there is, you can press spacebar and do this. And that knocks on the door and it would cause a zombie inside the room to come and break down the door. So, sort of big brain moves right there. But looking through, hunting guide. Let's see. This book gives you an XP multiplier on levels 1 and 2. So we can actually, I'm going to leave those for now. But basically, all these things are typically, you learn them at 100% unless you take specific skills in character creation, which I didn't go over in this video because it can take upwards of an hour to set up your world and character creation. If you're interested in learning about that or seeing the full process that I go through, leave a like, leave a comment, and tell me you'd like to see the whole setup, and I will go through it. But I'm going to save you the headache on this one because this is just supposed to show you some of the basic gameplay. All of these skills, they level up at 100%, 1 times. If you take certain skills, you can lower that percentage to 75%, so they'll level up much slower, but your bonuses will be better. And if you read a book that tells you something like a carpentry book, a level 2 carpentry book, because they take 2 levels, so 1 and 2, that's level 1, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, that's level 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5 levels. If you read one of those books, then you will level up at 1.2 times to 1.7 times faster in a skill until you're outside of that skill range. So if I read a level 2 book, it'll level up levels 3 and 4 faster, but when I get to level 5, it'll say, all right, you don't know enough, you gotta read another book. And that's kind of cool. But let's get to some of the action, shall we? You can reach up and close any of these menus like that, and we are going to wander outside. So the ambiance can be absolutely terrifying. Right now, I have the zombies set to the hardest possible difficulty, but I also have them set on progression, so they will get progressively harder over the course of 28 days. Yes, based on the movie. And here's combat. You hold down control, and when you've got a green, you smack them to death. And you keep smacking them until they stop glowing green. And you get that satisfying crunch. But be careful, if you look away, they disappear. And that could be the end of you. So in order to loot any of these zombies, you'll reach up here into your loot all menu. And you can look through them by clicking on these. It'll click and it'll say, hey, you want a digital wristwatch or something? And you can do that. Now these zombies can smell me from about a mile away. So, yeah, this is much more difficult than you'll probably start off with. But this game is whatever you want it to be. That's the wonderful part about it, is it's completely sandbox. You can control absolutely every aspect. You can make the zombies super fast and super strong, or super stupid and super numerous. Or you can make it so that there aren't really a lot of zombies, more Walking Dead style, where out in the country, there's nothing. And in the city, it's completely wall-to-wall zombie. You can do that. As such, you have to go into a game like this with your own goals in mind. So for me, my usual goal is to find a place that I can barricade up, which will not be this place. You find a place you can barricade up. You get a steady food supply. I highly recommend you look into fishing. Fishing is one of the best food supplies in the game. It gives you the most fats and proteins, which you do have to worry about macronutrients if you have it enabled, and I do. And being able to fend off the day 7 horde, which on day 7 in the game, typically, again, if you have it enabled, there is a helicopter event. You'll hear people talk about it all the time when they play this game. The helicopter event is what kills most first-time players. Actually, the first couple of zombies is what kill the most players, but the helicopter event is an event where a helicopter flies over and follows you around for a few minutes. And during that time, it brings every single zombie in the area to you to eat your brains. And the only way to typically escape it is to run upstairs and hopefully have enough materials to either barricade the top of the stairs or to use a sledgehammer and destroy the stairs. Now that sound that you keep hearing, that funny little riff on the guitar, that is the level up sound for various skills. And I do have it turned up to insanely quick level ups, just so that you could hear the sound a couple of times, because most of the time I can play probably 2 or 3 hours in some of my games without leveling up any of the skills. And well, I kind of wanted you guys to experience all of it. So we've gone over the basics. You know how to move, you know how to crouch, you know how to run. Oh, no, you don't know how to run, and that's because you should never run. But I'll tell you anyway, if something goes horribly awry. You stand up, you hit shift, and you haul ass. And then you hit not space bar. Alt? Ah, that's what it is. You hit Alt, and you will dead on sprint. The problem is, the faster you are moving, the easier it is for a zombie to grab you and knock you down. And if you press spacebar, oh no, he bit me. I think, let's look, scratched and bleeding. Oh, I'm going to die. No, probably not. However, I am going to rip up my t-shirt, turn it into a bandage. Now that it's a ripped sheet, I am going to apply the bandage to my upper torso. This game is extremely technical, and I do apologize if I glaze over anything too quickly. And then you can just grab a shirt off a dead guy. I suppose that's nice. I could have also... Oh, wait. Was that a police officer? It was a police officer, and he has my favorite outfit in the game. We're going to wear the ranger clothes. Then we are going to grab the ammo, grab all of that, all 1 round, and we are going to attach to holster left this gun. Now, in most zombie films, you want to get a gun. In this, a gun is a death sentence and only to be used as a last resort. I also happen to have a mod that lets me unalive myself if it gets bad enough. So, I keep mentioning mods. At least I think I have a couple of times up to this point. I've tried to record this a couple of times, but it was really boring. So I wanted to get, a little more interesting stuff. The mods are insane. The people can do pretty amazing stuff with this game. They've added vehicles and weapons, like whole armaments. The setting of the game is actually in the 90s, though. So in order to stay true to lore, you kind of got to stick away from the modern stuff. But I have a lot of the modern stuff installed, too, because this game is just awesome. Like I said, it's a sandbox. You can make it whatever you want. There's a few other things I'm going to show you. So you've seen combat. You've seen me run. You've seen me crouch. You've seen me do all that stuff. Now I'm going to run over and jump this fence by holding E as I approach it. My character jumps the fence. And that zombie heard me, because of course he did. See, the zombies can jump the short fences, but the tall fences, they get stuck on. I definitely turned their senses up just a little high. Most of the time, the zombies are not quite this relentless. But here's a cool little trick. You can juke them around the fence. If they go down... If they go down near a fence, you can actually just either step on them. Ooh, pickaxe. I will take that for when my baseball bat breaks. You can just step on them, which keeps them from getting up. If you knock them down and then stand on their character model, like this, they won't be able to get up. They won't be able to bite you, nothing. So if you've got a group that you're fighting and you manage to knock 2 or 3 of them down and they're all within the same close distance, you can actually stand over top of them and none of them will be able to stand up, so you can take care of whoever is remaining standing. And then, let's see if I can get this guy to come over here. Come on. You press the Q button and it lets you scream. If you're crouched, it lets you whisper. And we're going to push this guy down, and look. If I stand on him, he can't get up. No matter what he does, he can't get up. And it's an unsettling sound, yes, but I'm perfectly safe. If you press spacebar, you can do one of my favorite actions, the curb stomp. And that usually takes care of a downed zombie. There we go. My character has a couple of levels in... let's see, skills, has a couple of levels in long blunt, which is what I'm using, which is why I'm doing so incredibly much damage. Normally at the very beginning of the game, you're going to be struggling with 1, maybe 2 zombies. I could probably take on a group of 6 or 7 if I was smart about it. A good rule of thumb, especially in the early parts of the game, is when you're standing, you can outwalk a zombie. However, if you run and run out of stamina and get winded, they can outwalk you as you limp it off. So don't run. It makes a lot of noise and it will end your game quicker than you can think. Is that a... That is not. And is that a... No, of course. Okay, so we've got this wooded area here. Hopefully there's not a lot of zombies, because I'm going to do something that's very dangerous to do when there are zombies around. Nope. Let me take care of hipster right here. Or I guess in the 90s we didn't have hipsters, so we're going to grab that lighter, just in case. I don't intend to live very much longer in this world just because this is just for showing you guys, but maybe I'll keep it going. Okay, so we're going to wander into the woods a little and kill this zombie. And then we're going to press T. And you see this little circle that shows up? That circle is a search radius. And I can scour the ground for all kinds of materials. You can find mushrooms and bugs and stones. And what they'd never tell you anywhere is you could find car keys this way. So if for some reason you come across a car that you really want, like a Chevelle or a Dodge Charger or something like that, you can actually just walk around the car like this, and sometimes, I think it's a really low chance, but sometimes you can find car keys. Okay, see the little icon, the eye icon? It says I spotted something. So I can walk over, I can right click, and I can pick up mushrooms. I'll put them right in my inventory. And there. I usually have to do that, you know, like 40 or 50 times in order to level up, but sometimes it's good. And look, I just found a magazine, for Pete's sake. That would be invaluable if I was a slightly higher level, but I'm not. I'm not right now. And I don't feel the need to really... I don't feel the need to be particularly quiet right now. So let's just lure a few of them in. So let's see. I've vaguely touched on the inventory system where you use these tabs, the health and skill system here and here, the combat system. In the base game, there is no cure for the zombie infection. So if you get bitten, that's it. I believe that typically there is a 60% chance on bites and like a 20% chance on scratches to get infected. The way I have it set up right now is there's a 0% chance with a scratch, but there is a 100% chance with a bite. So don't get bitten. And if you get attacked from behind, 9 times out of 10, you get bit automatically, and it does not matter. But Also, one of the greater parts of this game is they recently implemented a full multiplayer suite, so you can survive, or not, with your friends. So you can either be a total badass and flex on all your friends for getting them all out of trouble, or you can slowly watch them die. Play out your own scenarios, whatever you want. Through the power of mods, you can do things like I Am Legend runs, where the zombies get hurt by the sun and are super fast and super strong. And you can do 28 days later mods where all the zombies can chase you down at lightning speeds, and the only way to survive is to stay out of their reach. The future is up to you. And just remember, the whole purpose of this game is just to decide how you're going to die. I've been in long haul games where I've survived 10 plus years, where zombies can't get to me, and I do the normal fishing every day and whatnot, and I mean, those are fun, but going out in a blaze of glory trying to break into like a military base, that's kind of fun too. Anyway, everybody, that's where we're going to leave it today. Once again, big shout out to Michael for the idea and the request so that we could play the game. And if you want to see more, give me a like on the video and a comment. And without any further ado, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you to everybody who stayed to this point in the video. And a huge shout out to Fisk for his Fisk Beats music, which was featured in today's video. Link to his channel in the description. And a huge shout out to Michael for the idea for this video as well. And here are some videos that YouTube thinks you might like.